For a boy growing up next to Shawnee Park, the decision to travel across town to attend StX was an unlikely one that set Pat Lampton on the course to success. The Xavier brothers convinced Pat he could do anything he dreamed. Since graduating from StX in 1983, he has committed himself to both a life of science and a mission to serve God. Pat was a National Merit finalist at StX. He had big dreams and chose to pursue his studies at the University of Notre Dame. In 1987, he graduated with a degree in aerospace engineering and began his career in the hypersonic wind tunnels at Arnold Air Force Base in Tennessee. There, he spent 5 years on projects ranging from testing aircraft windshields to the latest re-entry vehicles used by the Air Force. In 1992, following the first Gulf War, Pat was an aerospace engineer for the United States Army. His responsibility was to improve missile defense systems to protect our troops and the innocent from Scud missile attacks. During that 8-year span, he also spent time at the Pentagon working for the Office of the Secretary of Defense in the Missile Warfare Office. After 13 years working for the Army and the Air Force, Pat moved on to NASA as a propulsion engineer assigned to the shuttle program. Following the Columbia tragedy in 2003, he served on the Columbia Accident Investigation Board and was named Deputy Project Manager for the shuttle's solid rocket booster project. He supervised 6 space shuttle launches from the firing room. In 2008, Pat took over as Chief Engineer of the Ares 1 booster. This is the largest rocket to date that is designated for space travel to Mars. His latest project is designing a spacecraft that will place a robotic lander on Jupiter's icy moon Europa. Pat's tireless work earned him an award for excellence issued by the Office of the Secretary of Defense. He was recognized with the Department of the Army's Commendation for Exceptional Performance, and NASA presented him with their Special Service Award. Additionally, Pat earned recognition for the Ares 1 rocket, which was named Time Magazine's Invention of the Year in 2009. Outside of work, Pat takes great pride in spreading the Word of God. He recently retired after 27 years as a youth minister at various parishes. Pat's next journey involves ministering to inmates in prison who demonstrate a desire to learn the gospel. Arlene McCormick was Pat's youth ministry partner.
I first met Pat 8 years ago when we started doing junior high youth ministry together. Some of my favorite memories are when Pat and I would take those kids on retreat. Pat was the only person I ever knew that could get the kids up at 6 o'clock in the morning and get them to go down to the lake and pray. But Pat was also our closer at retreats because all he ever needed was a Bible and a microphone to have a profound impact on those kids. Pat's impression on those kids would go out years in the future because they would come back and ask him to be his confirmation sponsor. I remember one year when Pat had 3 kids come back and ask him to be his sponsor. It was a treat to get to watch Pat go up in front of the bishop 3 times that year and see what an impact he continued to have on those kids. Pat's impact didn't stop there because Pat taught theology of the body. Pat so profoundly believes in the dignity of the human body that he wanted to teach it and make sure those kids have a chance to live it.
In addition to sharing his faith with students, Pat has mentored many college students interning at NASA. He developed a solid rocket design workshop to teach them fundamentals of space travel and rocket design. Pat and his wife Shannon reside in Alabama. They have 4 children, Patrick, Mickey, Jack, and Anna. The St. Xavier High School Alumni Hall of Honors welcomes Pat Lampton.